Now, what's the worst thing any parent can do when a child throws a tantrum? Well, that's easy, parents. You know that. Give in to them. Oh, here's a candy bar. Stop crying. Well, that's what Rutgers University is doing with the pro-Hamas wing of the Democrat Student Alliance. They're reportedly caving to 8 of the 10 demands that the protesters put out, including accepting at least 10 displaced Gazan students to study at the university on a scholarship and hiring additional professors who specialize in Palestine and Middle Eastern studies. Well, are they going to be anti-Jewish? We'll see. UCLA, as you know, is moving all classes to be remote now, and Columbia University is canceling its main graduation ceremony, but promises parents who's already shelled out money to show up at graduation that they have other activities planned to celebrate student achievement. Joining me now, Bill Bennett, former Secretary of Education. Bill, I know you wish you were up at that Met Gala where all that fun is taking place, but couldn't happen to a better crowd there, right? The University of Michigan did hold its graduation, Bill, and when it was disrupted, the students responded this way. Watch. So, Bill, the normal kids are fed up. They wanted to have a great time with their parents and friends, and the pro-Hamas crowd is getting their demands accepted and answered by colleges. Your take tonight?
Yeah, no, normal kids are fed up, and I imagine normal kids would be fed up at Columbia. But this is what happens when adults capitulate their authority. They give it up. You talked about the temper tantrum. That's right. Now, who's in charge at Columbia? Who's in charge at Rutgers? Who's in charge at UCLA? Certainly not the administrators. It's those demonstrators, a small group of demonstrators closing down these institutions. You know, Laura, a long time ago, even long before I knew you, was writing about the shame of the universities, hiring these leftists, and these leftists would hire their own leftists, who would then hire other leftists, and we would see this transformation of the university. In the humanities and the social sciences, as a smarter guy than I, Alan Bloom, wrote, we saw this occurring, and we didn't take the steps to prevent it from spreading. Now, rather than these students going out into the real world and finding reality, unfortunately, some of this stuff is exported to the real world. Maybe we're seeing a backlash now in corporate America. I was encouraged to see Google firing people who demonstrated.
But Bill,
maybe the
not
Met
to jump
Gala.
in here, but these protesters, in some cases, depending on their tactics and what they're doing, they're getting money to do this. I mean, I'm not saying each of them are being paid, but they're getting supported by a web of organizations, and sometimes it's difficult to track who's giving what, or they're loosely affiliated, but we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars funneling into these, umbrella groups like the Tides Foundation and others, and there's been a lot of reporting on this, that ends up getting in the hands of these anti-Israel, pro-Hamas protesters. And that has to be totally exposed.
Tides, Soros, Rockefeller Brothers, others, and these foreign countries, which are funneling money in. The Bin Laden Institute at Harvard, and on it goes. But this is just the corruption of the university. One good thing that may come from this, Laura, is we may see that these are truly, when it comes to the arts and humanities at least, corrupt institutions. And why should one spend all this money? People like me have been saying for a long time, maybe you ought to reconsider how you spend that money. The other thing I'd like to point out, and people haven't, is, why do they turn on the Jews? The left always turns out to turn on the Jews. Communism hates the Jews. A party that has as its operating faith that there is no God, that is atheistic.
Oh, they hate the Christians
cannot tolerate
too. Yeah, they hate the Christians and the
Jews.
Yeah,
They cannot tolerate God's chosen people. They start with the Jews and then the Christians. You know how it works. Start with the Jews, then the Americans.
Well, Bill, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.